Dean, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for the opportunity. I always appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
So, first question is, how's your new year shaping up?
Oh, it's been good, man. Got a great opportunity to fight in a little bit, and training's been good. And yeah, man, I'm excited. It's been a good year, and obviously the world's kind of crazy right now, but I'm focusing on what I can control, and I'm excited.
And to cap off a crazy 2020, you got the contract, and then when you saw Kelvin Gastelum on the contract, like how excited were you to fight the the tough champion and former title challenger?
Yeah, man, I was real excited. When my manager called me, I was actually in Mexico, and he said, "Hey, we got the fight with Gastelum." I said, "Yeah," like I didn't even have to think about it. What a great opportunity for me, and I just know like the division's kind of been all shook up like that, like Kevin Holland, Marvin Vettori making these huge jumps. So this is my opportunity to do that and show them that, this year I'm going to shake the division up.
hmm And you're no stranger to fighting the best in the division. You almost knocked out Derek Brunson, who's been on the tear recently. When with Kelvin Gastelum, do you think that's the biggest fight of your career right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Kelvin Gastelum is a guy who has fought the who's who and almost beat the champ, who he's walking through other guys. So, yeah, he's the toughest fight so far, and but I'm not, pressure is just something that I'm not focused on right now. I'm just focused on going out there performing. Like last year, I said it was the Hurricane 2.0. I only got to show about a minute and 15 seconds, one fight the whole year. That's disappointing because of COVID. But this year, I'm willing. I want to be active, and I want to show the Hurricane 3.0.
Awesome. And the Hurricane 2.0 made quick work of GM3. I want to talk
Yeah.
about that knockout too, where it's like right after that knockout they gave GM3 to Chimaev, and I feel like that's kind of being overlooked. Where he got knocked down 17 seconds. Do you think it might have been like leftovers from your fight with GM3?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I followed the guy before. We were like kind of in a group where it was like verified group where we'd help each other promote each other, and so I followed him before, and after we fought and I got the knockout, he was sparring or looked to be sparring the next week, and really didn't take any time off to let his head heal. And if anyone knows, the head's a serious thing. It can heal itself, but you have to give it time. If you don't give it time, you can get back in there. You'll be real tentative, and you can get touched, not even that hard, and you can go back to sleep.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope GM3 has been okay since those knockouts. But with
For
Chimaev,
sure.
you called him out after that last fight. Were you kind of surprised to see him go down to welterweight and get a top three contender right off the bat?
Everyone's got their journey, and I mean, he's got a lot of hype. It's all about the hype in this game, and he apparently that wasn't his weight class. If he can make 170, then that's probably where he should be. And he kind of came up because you just wanted to be super active, and I know his manager Ali and stuff like that, and so hats off to him for getting these opportunities. He's got to go prove himself now, and I would have loved to get the fight. I love fighting those Russian guys. I love training with them. They're
Mm-hmm.
always a great challenge. Ever since I lost to Omari Akhmedov, I made it a point to train with those guys all the time because I used to wrestle with them, and it's just a different level of mentality they bring, and I like that, and I like the challenge, and it's a different style of wrestling, which I like. And so, yeah, I mean, he got a great opportunity. It's time for him to prove himself. If he wants to come back up to 85, I'm always willing to take that fight.
Gotcha. And that would be a great fight.
Yeah.
Just two knockout, or he's a kind of more of a grappler. But yeah, that would be fireworks for sure. The middleweight division is kind of stalled right now with Adesanya moving up weight class. Dana White said that Whitaker needs like maybe one or two more wins to get a title shot. What's your reaction to Whitaker not getting a title shot after his string of wins?
I think Whitaker deserves it. And, I mean, if I was one of those guys right there in the top five right now, ready to fight for a title, I would be disappointed if the champ's moving around like that. But for me right now, I don't care. Let him do his thing. I want Israel to keep winning because I want to be the first guy to beat him. I feel like that will seal my legacy. So I hope he keeps winning. You know, that's always been the goal. That end game is to beat Adesanya, and I think Whitaker is the most deserving guy in the division. You know, he's proved himself. He's been a great champion, and I mean, he got caught and he's looked great his last few fights. So let the guy get a shot. So if he comes back down, I think Whitaker should be the guy.
Mm-hmm. And if they do decide to do an interim title shot, like who do you think should be deserving of the interim title shot? Obviously, you're going to fight Gastelum, but then I think that's going to put you up in conversation with the Vittorias, with the Whitakers, with the Costas. But who should get that interim title fight next if they're going to make it?
You know, for that, you know, I mean, if I was going to be a matchmaker, if I was Mick Maynard, I would say, you know, Whitaker maybe against Costa since he just fought for it. I mean, even though Costa didn't look good, but, you know, those two guys are at the very top right now. You know, Brunson's in there, you know, Vittori. So I guess it would just be kind of who's available, but Whitaker should definitely be the common denominator in that fight.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, middleweight's a Shark Tank, especially with you in there and, you know, throw guys like Kevin Holland, Derek Brunson. Who do you think's the toughest challenge for you in the Shark Tank that is the middleweight division?
You know, honestly, I would love the rematch with Brunson. You know, he's super vetty, and I learned a lot from him. I think he's a good guy. You know, Vittori, it just seems like he's a hard guy to take down and stuff, and he's got good striking. So maybe Vittori or I don't know. I feel like I could match up against all of them. I'm focused on you know, Israel's definitely going to be the toughest, but I feel I would fight any of those guys. Cannonier, you know, I like those matchups, and you know, Jack Hermanson, like I really like those. So I see Israel as being the toughest, and maybe the second, I guess maybe Vittori. I don't know though. I got to see him fight. You know, someone who like Brunson or something like that, and see how he does.
Mm-hmm. I like that mindset, you know, anytime, anywhere. I love that. And
Yeah.
so, like, with, and I forgot to ask you, how was your holiday seasons with the family?
Oh, it was good, man. It was real good. You know, it's cool because I've been training like a long time. It's been a really long camp. But yeah, I had a good time. I went to my wife's ranch in Nebraska, and then I went with my family up to the mountains here in Colorado. And I'm training here in Colorado for this camp. I might go check out Florida after this, but right now I'm settled down. I'm getting really good training here. The holidays were great. I didn't go crazy, but still enjoyed myself. But I've been training hard, and I'm excited to let all the new skills and everything that I've learned be showcased on the big stage.
Mm-hmm. And I guess moving away from the octagon, you know, take all the training away. Like, what's something that we should all know about the great Ian Heinisch? Like, what are some of your hobbies?
For me, you know, I love to travel, and I love the ocean. I love the mountains. You know, this week was I felt just super beat up this week. And I was like, you know, it's kind of like if it was an 8-week camp, this would kind of be the middle of it. So I went to the hot springs, and I do some yoga and stuff like that. I love going down to Mexico and scuba diving. I love fishing. I love going deep sea fishing. I went on a big fishing trip with my dad in Florida probably 3 weeks ago or about a month ago. And so I love doing stuff like that, outdoor stuff where you just kind of clear your head and get away from the city life and just the training life. And it's still, you're not just sitting around, you're getting exercise, but it's a different like type of that. And those are the things I like to do in my off time.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a skill outside of fighting that like you're better than everybody at, you know, with the UFC roster? Like Gregor Gillespie, he says he's the best fisherman in MMA. Like, can you say that about yourself, about some hobby that you have?
You know, maybe I have some of probably the most street smarts. You know, I could make it in any country. I could make things happen. I've started from zero many times. I speak Spanish, pretty fluent. For a white boy, that's pretty good. So I can definitely make my way around South America. And yeah, I'm one of the best fishermen out there, and one of the best yoga practitioners out there as well.
Awesome. And I noticed that you haven't fought at Fire Island yet. You know, with your last fight
Mhm.
being at the Apex, this fight's also going to be at the Apex. Are you kind of disappointed that this one's not going to be in Abu Dhabi?
Yes and no. You know, I would love to experience it. You know, that's right up my alley. Going to an island to fight people in the middle of the desert. I like that. But you know, it's more convenient, obviously, with friends and family coming out as well. So that's cool. It's got its ups and downs, but I definitely want to experience it. We were supposed to fight on January 30th. It got pushed back 2 weeks. So, you know, I was originally supposed to fight in Fight Island. I was excited, but now it's, you know, in the Apex, which is great too. So I do want to get there someday, but I'm not like crazy disappointed. I'm not there yet.
Hmm. What's been the best location that you've ever fought out? Like, what venue and like what location did you like to go travel to?
I would say like traveling outside of the country was definitely Argentina.
Oh,
That
nice.
was my UFC debut, and that was one of the best experiences I've ever had in the UFC. You know, police escorts to the venue, and just it was just so cool and surreal. And London was pretty cool, except my fighter pulled out the day of. And I would say Anaheim was the biggest crowd, like the most packed. That's when I fought Brunson.
Hmm. Yeah, and that was a great fight against Brunson, you know, and you showed, I think, a lot of your takedown defense. You know, like you were hopping on one leg, if I could remember, then you knocked him down in
Yep.
the first round. What's
Yep.
the biggest lesson you could take from fighting a top ranked guy like Brunson?
It just kind of like shows me that I belong in there with those guys. You know, I didn't feel very well that week. You know, I was kind of fighting a cold that whole week and felt very lethargic. Tried to go out there and just guns blazing, knock this guy out, and kind of almost let the crowd affect me as well. When I dropped him, it was like such an adrenaline dump. And then,
Yeah.
you know, just kind of getting back to my wrestling too. Like, I have great wrestling defense, but I also have great wrestling offense, and I've kind of got away from that a little bit, and I'm excited to showcase that a little.
Hmm. Yeah, I just gotta say that's like probably the best takedown defense like I've seen from any fighter on the roster. Like that was just insane. It was an insane fight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh. And last question I had for you, I didn't want to take much of your time.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the Hurricane 3.0 in 2021?
Just a well-rounded, just more comfortable, experienced fighter inside the cage, and just you know, I'm gonna make it an exciting fight. I know the first 4 minutes are gonna be wild, just because of how Gastelum's style is. I have to put my pace on him, not let him get his pace, and the fans can just expect a spectacular fight, action-packed from the bell to bell, and a finish with me getting my hand raised.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And just thank you so much for the time.
Yeah,
Always
absolutely.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you guys.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate you guys, man. Have a good one.
you too.
UFC
God bless.
258. Tune in. God bless.